Sheilas and fellas, today for the first time ever, we are building a subscriber their absolute dream gaming PC. This fella reached out to Hank asking what he charges for a custom build so that he could surprise his little brother for his birthday. But when we checked the PC part picker list that he sent over, the specs were so over the top that we literally wanted to pay him just for the privilege of putting this masterpiece together. His one and only request, don't let that sneaky sausage anywhere near the PC. Whoops. Anyway, let's introduce the parts, walk you through a full build guide, calculate how much this rig costs to build, and then see if using such insane high-end components will let us absolutely dominate every game we throw in its path. Let's get to it. Alright, wombats and emus, this is an exciting time in Hank's life because for once, he is not maxing out his own credit card. We are finally draining someone else's, and just look at the components this man has picked out for his little brother. Truly the greatest sibling to have ever lived. Now, if you want Hank to build you a PC, reach out to us at the email linked below, and if you enjoy the series, like the video and throw us a subscribe. We are trying to get to 20k subscribers as it is the Glizzy's dream, mate. Get it done. To start out, we got to discuss the two most expensive components of this build, the dual MSI RTX 5090 paired with this Mac X870 carbon Wi-Fi board. We have never worked with either of these because we are a broke boy, but this motherboard in particular is the best of the best, mate. As we rip it out of the box, just look how beautiful she is. All four M.2 slots are covered in completely toolless heat sinks, and as you'll see later, the Lightning Gen 5 M.2 even has the carbon logo light up, and if that isn't enough, of course the dragon logo will be spitting rainbow ARGB puke directly into our retinas. But the cherry on top is the rear I/O, 9 10 gigabit USB Type A's, 4 USB Type C's, Wi-Fi 7, and 5 gigabit LAN. Are you kidding me? This is incredible. Now you're probably sitting there thinking all of these USB ports must cost a pretty penny, and you are right, mate. Overall, this motherboard will set you back a mind-blowing 360 United States pizza pies. Sweet Jiminy Jillikers. So moving on to the CPU, and obviously one of the best motherboards ever made will be paired with one of the best gaming CPUs in existence, the Ryzen 7 9800X3D. 8 cores and 16 threads of pure horsepower with enough 3D V-catch to make your head explode. If Hank can't win a game of Fortnite with this motherboard and CPU pairing, I am taking him back to the adoption center. He doesn't deserve to build on this channel anymore. All up, this CPU brand new will set you back 440 American rock flag and eagle dollars, but it'll be worth it when you're rocking 300 frames per second on 720p Roblox. So with the CPU in, we move to the RAM, and we have these beautiful all black aluminum finished G.Skill Trident Z5 Neo ARGB sticks. Absolutely stunning to look at, 64 gigabytes total at a rated speed of 6,000 mega transfers per second, and my man was able to finagle a kit with a CL of 30. This guy knows ball right here, and right now you can get it for the low price of $899.99. Wild stuff right here, mate. Ramageddon will never end. What's even more wild right now are these M.2 prices. They are increasing even more than RAM, but that didn't stop us from getting our hands on this Samsung 990 Pro 2TB M.2. One of the best NVMe's on the market with read and write speeds of 7,450 megabytes per second, all for $430 brand new on Amazon. God, I miss the days where 2 terabytes was $150 max. Please come back 2025. All we have to do to install this bad boy is push this little button in, and the heatsink comes flying off. Throw it into the M.2 slot and click it back on down, and just like that, the installation of the M.2 is easier than your mother, mate. Once that is in, all we have to do to finish off this amazing motherboard is install the mounting brackets for the AIO pump, and we are in for a treat today, ladies and gentlemen. We have the privilege of installing this Tryx Panorama SE 360 ARGB, in my opinion, the best looking AIO in the game right now with this curved 2K AMOLED display. As we take it out of the box, you can see it already has some pretty nice fans, but mate, there are two slight problems. They aren't infinity fans, and they don't have individual LCD screens on them. So introducing the Lian Li Unifan TL Wireless LCD 120s. We've got a pack of 3 with all of them having a screen on them, and you bet we will be throwing Hank's face on these bad boys. Now, because Hank is a broke wiener dog, we have never worked with these. We usually use those cheap $5 infinity fans from China, which work just fine, but these Lian Li ones by themselves are $154 for a pack of 3 battery, which is mental. But I am not going to lie, after they were installed on the PC, I was honestly looking at filling my own PC with them because look at Hank's face on them, mate. They are well and truly priceless when they have the glizzy on them. Now you'll actually see as we are installing the radiator right here, we have 3 LCD fans on the front of the AIO, 2 LCD fans at the exhaust, 3 reverse blade normal wireless fans down the bottom, which are $99 each, and a sneaky 3 more fans at the back of the radiator, acting as a little push-pull configuration to bring in maximum airflow given that the top panel is made of glass. So in total on fans, my boy spent 444 United States turkey breast sandwiches. Hell yeah, brother. Wait until the end to see them in all of their glory, mate. They look magnificent. So speaking of the case, we are keeping it in the Lian Li family. This is the O11 Vision Compact. Again, I have not used this before because I usually go with more budget cases online for my PC flips that already include fans with them. But after working with this case in particular, you can definitely see there is an increase in build quality. As I mentioned before, my boy wanted to go with glass cover on top, which once you see at the end, you'll probably agree looks amazing, but it does also come with a mesh filter if you want more ventilations and fans as well. Now in this case, there is plenty of space to build in this thing. This section up here is actually pretty cool. It allows you to bring the pump head through so that the end product has much less wiring going in and it looks more clean. There is also a ton of ventilation through the back of the case, which is why we went with the push-pull on the radiator, and it even has this little door on it that allows you to hide all the cables at the back. Honestly, it's a great case and she will set you back 125 spankers, but if you are looking for top quality, she is well worth it. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's throw the motherboard into the case, screw it on down nice and tight, wire everything up, and just like that, it's time to throw on the thermal paste. Now the AIO comes with 2 grams of Alpha 01 thermal grease, whatever that is. So we are just going to throw the whole thing on there. For some reason it's white, so that's different, mate, because most of the ones that I use are a silver color, and just like that, we've already applied way too much. What is wrong with us? And to top things off, I've just realized the AIO pump comes with pre-applied thermal paste, which is just fantastic. This thing is going to be cooler than Antarctica at this point. So with the pump head on, we just have to screw it down each side little by little until it's on nice and tight. Place the screen over the top of it, and Bob's your uncle, mate. She is good to go, and we can move on to introducing something that we have never used on this channel. Behold, the Lian Li Edge 1200G with Edge Hub, mate. 80 plus gold, 10-year warranty, and you can see once it's out of the box, the connectors are on this 90-degree angle, so it's easier to plug everything up once it's installed. So good stuff there, Lian Li. But what makes this thing even better is that it comes with the Edge Hub. Yes, you heard me right, the Edge Hub. This baby not only acts as a fan hub that connects directly to the power supply, but it also gives you 4 additional USB ports. Now for most people, you probably won't need that, but given that we have multiple LCD fans which requires 1 USB port each, followed also by the AIO pump which also needs its own USB port, we definitely need at least 4 of them in this baby, so this thing is going to come to the rescue. Alternatively, if you don't have this power supply but you have a ton of these Lian Li fans, you can actually buy these Corsair USB adapters off Amazon for about $30, so don't freak out, mate. Going back to the power supply, and to top things off, they also come with these beautiful braided cables, so no need for cable extensions. So of course, when it comes to 1200 watts of power in Lian Li, it's going to be slightly expensive, and all of this can be yours for 175 United States potato salad, so it's not cheap, but it's very premium. So once the power supply is in, sweet merciful McGillicuddy, look how this thing has turned out. This is the nastiest PC I have ever seen, in a good way of course, but it's about to get even nastier because Hank just pooped out one of the best looking RTX 5090s we have ever had the pleasure of laying our hands on. The MSI Ventus Gaming Trio OC RTX 5090, and for once, we aren't ripping it out of an open box pre-built, mate. This thing is brand spanking new, which means one thing: we get to rip the plastic off of it. Let's see if we can do a good job for you ASMR lovers. Absolutely horrendous stuff like usual, but look how good this thing looks, mate. All of the black and silver coloring on the GPU, the curvatures, the fan blades, and of course the rainbow colored dragon on the back. We are absolutely in love, mate. We might just keep this thing for ourselves when it's all said and done, and given that this thing costs $3,994 on Amazon, we could just as easily sell it, run away, and retire to a tropical island. My god, this thing is expensive. But getting back to the PC, and now is the moment you've all been waiting for, single-hand insertion of the GPU. Now this board is so high-end that it has a release button right here that you can push in and out to lock it into place and unlock it again. Pretty fancy MSI, you dirty buggers. All that's left to do is yam it in with one hand. Don't try this at home, mate. We are a professional, and boom, baby. Way too easy, mate. All we gotta do is screw it into the side, making sure we hold it up to avoid sagging, but we don't even have to worry about that because this case comes with its own sag bracket built in. And last but not least, we have the most hated component by PC enthusiasts, the 600-watt PCIe connector. This thing has single-handedly destroyed more RTX 5090s than you can possibly imagine. Just make sure you yam in it as hard as possible, ensuring that you can't see any more of this blue, and then after that, we can finally go and turn this baby on. Yeehaw! The time has finally arrived to bring this Frankenstein back to life, and I am speechless, mate. This thing turned out better than I could have possibly imagined. Now, you can probably argue that Hank didn't even do anything, and you'd be right, mate. I did all the building here. This hairy bugger has just been sitting on the couch next to me eating Cheetos, so mate, it's time to put on a show. Give me 2 firm handshakes and a spin, and we can send this rocket to the moon. Hell yeah, brother. Isn't he amazing? If only his fat booty wasn't in the way of the PC. Get out of the way, you smooth brain. Alright, one more take. Shake my goddamn hand and we can give the viewers what they came here for. Good lord, mate, the rainbow ARGB puke from the 8 Infinity fans, GPU, carbon logo, RAM, and dragon is so strong that it has actually given Hank a stroke. Look at his lip, mate. The dude's brain has exploded. But Sheilas and fellas, I am happy to say that it gets even better in 3, 2, 1. And wha-bam, baby. We not only have Hank on the front of this screen, but we've got him on the side as well. Look how long that boy is. We follow that up even further with his face on these 2 fans on the radiator and the 2 exhaust fans as well. I am pleased to say that this is actually the world record for the most hot dogs within a computer ever made, so great stuff, sausage. Honestly though, that's enough yapping from us, mate. I love how it turned out. I think the all-black aesthetic is very tough and like the look of the fan blades not having the ARGB on them. As we mentioned, the braided cables from the power supply are nice enough that we don't have to put cable extensions on this thing. Another great thing that we mentioned earlier is the tubes from the AIO pump slide into the back up here, removing even more clutter from the inside. And just look at the back, mate. A sneaky 3 fans bringing air into the case while all of our terrible cable management is hidden behind this little Lian Li trap door. So let me know down below in the comments, did Hank cook on this thing or is he cooked? Before we reveal the total cost of this monstrous structure, we have to see how functional it is, as the guy was a bit concerned that the temperatures on this thing would be pretty toasty given that we put the glass panel on top. But as you can see, as we are benchmarking this naughty girl, my boy had nothing to worry about. We cranked the graphics up to max at 4K with a cheeky bit of DLSS to boot, and it destroyed everything in its path. If we look up at the top left hand corner, we can see that the GPU temperatures averaged a maximum of 6-7 degrees, all while pulling 600 watts of juice from that Lian Li edge. Meanwhile, the Ryzen 7 9800X3D was sitting at around 65 degrees while cranking out the maximum frames per second you could possibly get from a gaming PC in 2026. And not only that, it turned Hank into an absolute animal during these benchmarks. This dude was taking people's souls and Marvel rivals with his waifu Wanda, and he was doing so good that he got the MVP with 36 eliminations. This dude is a serious virgin. If you want to see me start a video series where we flip PCs until we can can buy Hank a girlfriend, get this video to 1,000 likes, otherwise he will remain girlfriendless forever. The big question though that we had to answer before giving away this PC is, can we get a win at 4K Fortnite? We have Hank playing on a controller as Hank Hill, selling propane and propane accessories along with a side of Warpass. Look at this sausage go. We are cruising along in our Lamborghini when we get in a rivalry with the dragon lady from Game of Thrones, and we just pull straight up and throw her straight into the dirt for our 13th elimination. The question is, can Hank actually pull a win out of his ass using this $10,000 PC? Of course not, mate. Hank is absolute booty cheeks when it comes to any game. He gets bamboozled by this rare super shredder, and as we look at this fella emote on us, we see that he got down to 15 health. Are you serious, mate? Go blow it out of your ass, knick-knack628. All I can say is, despite the loss, the computer is the best thing we've ever built. But the time for playing games is over. It's now time to discuss the cost. We have the price of the individual components up on the screen. Take a guess how much it cost in the comments. I'll give you a second. Alright, that's plenty of time, mate. After a quick drum roll, our lovely subscriber spent a total of 7,227 United States dollars on this monolithic structure. Hot damn, that's a spicy meatball. Me and the glizzy love ya. Goodbye.